Hi, this is Patrick Horn, president of GAP. Thank you to our sponsor, Johnson & Johnson, for their support of this Journal Club video module.
Hello and welcome. I'm Jamie Brogan. I'm a nurse practitioner. I work at Northwestern in Chicago with IBD patients. Today, we're going to be discussing Guselkumab and the treatment of patients with moderate to severely active Crohn's disease induction results from the phase 2 GALAXI-1 trial. Guselkumab is a selective P19 interleukin 23 antagonist. The GALAXI-1 is a phase 2 double-blind placebo-controlled study that randomized patients into 5 arms with a 1-to-1 to 1-to-1 to 1 ratio. They were randomized into the intravenous Guselkumab dosing of 200 milligrams, 600 milligrams, or 1200 milligrams, dosed at week 0, week 4, or week 8. The fourth arm included patients on ustekinumab, dosed at approximately 6 milligrams per kilogram, and transitioned to the 90 milligrams subcutaneously at week 8. And the final arm was our placebo arm. So the phase 2 GALAXI-1 primary endpoint was a change from baseline to week 12 of the patient's CDAI score. What we saw of the 309 patients evaluated was that approximately 50% had disease refractory to a prior biologic. So all of these patients, half of them had prior biologic experience, which gives us a context of the severity of these patients. So week 12, significantly greater reductions in the Crohn's disease activity index, the CDAI from baseline, and a significantly greater portion of patients achieved clinical remission in Guselkumab versus the placebo groups. So specifically on that CDAI score, for the dosing of 200 milligrams, dosed again at week 0, 4, and 8, we saw a reduction of over 160 points. With the 600 and 1200, the reduction was about 140 versus the placebo of only a 36-point reduction. For clinical remission, which again is defined as a CDAI score of less than 150, this was achieved in over 57% of the patients on the 200 milligram dosing, 55 and 45% of the patients in the higher Guselkumab dosing, and only 16% of the patients in the placebo arm. So overall, we also saw greater portions of patients who received the Guselkumab achieved a clinical response. They had better patient outcomes as reported remission, clinical biomarker response, and endoscopic response at week 12 versus placebo. Ustekinumab was also found to be superior to placebo. Overall, as we see this data, we see that the dose changes between the Guselkumab didn't significantly change the patient's clinical remission rates or their CDAI scores. And so what we're going to be seeing moving down the road is that 200 milligram IV dosing in phase 3 clinical trials for induction. So thank you for your time today. For more information, visit the GAP website.